Hey, what's going on there, lovely people? This is your host, VLD, coming back with another video for you today. And today I'd like to do something a little bit different for you. Today I'm going to talk about a couple different iPad stands for your iPad. And then this itself is the Magfit magnetic table stand for iPad Pro. Basically, it uses magnets on the back to keep your iPad nice and snug to it instead of using an actual grip. I have an old one that I did a review for that a little while ago. I'm going to compare them both and see how they stand out to the other one. This is my old one. It's sturdy, it's metal, you got rubber tips on the bottom. That hinge on the back will be important in the near future. Let me tell you that. And then with that, I have an iPad 12.9 inch. This will fit any of them. And like shown, it basically turns your iPad into a little mini iMac. You get a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse, and you can't really tell the difference. It works just like an iMac, give or take, but I like the stand itself because it's nice and sturdy, and it's secure, and it's not going to be going anywhere. But on the other hand, this Magfit one, I purchased off Amazon for about $75. There are pros and cons to how I like it and things I don't like about it. The head itself, the neck of it, is adjustable any which way. You have 180 degrees of field of motion. You can go back or forward any which way you want. It's the same type of style, how it's just like the first one, how it looks and how it feels, but with minor differences. And as you can see in the video, it looks almost about the same. It's got the same rubberized feel on the metal plate to keep it secure so your iPad does not get scuff or scratch when you put it on and off. It has a metal circle in the middle with a rubber over it to keep it nice and secure. But you can see on the back side, the one on the left, it's a unibody metal piece with a hinge that goes up and down, and the other one will go any which way. As you can see, the size comparison between the both of them, they're roughly about the same. That hinge there will be important in the future, but for right now, it's not. They are the same dimensions, the same height, the same everything. I mean, hell, they're basically kissing, and they are about the same. They are the same dimensions. It's like they took the same plate and moved it onto a different style, which, in my opinion, is not that great. With the new one that I got, the Magfit one, like I said, it's $75. It's adjustable. You can adjust the hinge on the bottom. It's held together by 4 screws on the bottom, which is very kind of flimsy and not that strong and kind of loose. You got 4 rubber stoppers on the bottom, which will hold it up. But as you can see in the video, it's very kind of a very bad design. It's kind of poorly held together. I like this because if you travel a lot, this is perfect, unlike the other one, where you can fold it, put it in your bag, and it's pretty flat. This one, just because the bottom of the base cannot move or adjust because it's a single piece of metal, it is stationary and can't really move or fold. So if you were to put that in your bag, it's very big and bulky. But in this case, with the Magfit one, you can fold it and put it in your bag and you're good to go. And then you can pull it out, readjust it to however you want. And then it just connects, your iPad just connects to it via magnets, and it's pretty snug and it's a good fit. But there are a couple gripes about it I'm not really big on. Usually the first couple times you put it on, you have to line it up properly just so you have a good fit to it. But after you get the hang of it, it's fine. The only downside about this design is, as you can see, if the iPad is too far back, it hangs over to the back or to the front. So there are some compromises with that. I wish the base was a little bit bigger just so it can accommodate the weight. As you can see, it teeters back and forth, so if you put it too far back or too far forward, it will fall off. But like the last old one, the base is big, so it can accommodate the weight. The newer one is much smaller, so the footprint is smaller, so if you put it too far forward, it will fall back or fall forward, which I'm not a big fan of. Therefore, I recommend the old one over the new one. Yeah, just like that, the base itself, the metal structure of it, it's pretty solid. I mean, you can tell it's kind of cheap metal, and the magnets are pretty strong. It's not going to be going anywhere. It's pretty snug and pretty firm with the magnets themselves. It just like that, it's not going to be going anywhere unless you put a lot of pressure to it, because just like that, it's not going to be going anywhere. It's pretty snug, it's pretty fit, and with the metal plate on the back, like typically it's not going to fall off unless you put a lot of pressure into it like I just did, and then it will fall off. But it has strong enough magnets to properly secure your device, so your $1,000 iPad will not be falling off. And it's easy to pull off. You just peel it off. What you can do it one-handed. The metal stopper in the middle, the circle itself, holds both the base and the plate itself together, and that's stationary. That does not move, so it will stay in one place. Like what I was saying earlier, I kind of wish the base itself that holds the stand up was a bit bigger like the old one, because you need a bigger footprint. I mean, just look at the comparison between the two of them, how big the other one is to the old one. And having a massive 12-inch tablet, you need a bigger base just to properly secure the iPad. Because if it's too far back or too far forward, it is not that great. And I recommend the old one over the new one just because it's more snug, it's more secure, and you can do it in any orientation and it will not fall back or forward. And it's got a thicker neck, so you have more support for your iPad itself. So I do recommend the old one. The review is down below in the link with a link, and then for that, my real thing is, like, I have one of these for my iPad. It's an arm that can go in any orientation, kind of like a vase arm that can hold your iPad up. The only crap I have about this device is it has the grips on the top and the bottom that hold it in place. There's nothing sold on Amazon or anywhere in the US where you have a VESA arm with the magnetic plate like what I showed earlier where you can clip your iPad to. I've been wanting something like that since the original iPad Pro 3 years ago, which I'm still waiting, and that doesn't exist. I don't like this design where you have to have the clamp that holds the device in place because it's not always that secure. I mean, I love this. Trust me. Look at this. It's just amazing. I want my iPad to look like this with an actual magnetic stand and not the actual grips. I like it. I want to have my iPad hover over on my table like my monitors and stuff. That's the only thing I've wanted because I can literally use it as a second computer with any orientation. That's what I want. And with that, with the clamps on top, you can charge your Apple Pencil second generation any which way. So how is that supposed to work? I want to keep my iPad stationary and keep it stuck. And I'm stuck like that. So I'm going to figure out some way and use this to make this into that. I don't like those clamps. I like the idea of having like a VESA arm for your iPad. Using this to look like that. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to inspire. I have that. I want to do some redneck engineering and figure out to put this to make it look like that, to this, to those. That's what I want to do, and that's why I'm planning on working on in the next few weeks, is some redneck engineering to make it fully work and look like that. So wish me luck. I've got this plan figured out. I'm your host, VLD, and coming back with a future video to make an iPad VESA arm. I'll have to consult with scientists to figure this out, but this will happen. I'm your host. Smash that button, like, subscribe, and help my channel grow.